Uh, Good morning, friends. Another class for Java. This is one of the, I think this is the third class for Java. We'll be explaining here the loops, different types of loops, as well as nested loops, and some and a simple example of sorting, how to do sorting. You will find it very interesting. I can guarantee. Just try to do it. Okay. uh, this one, the first, there's three type of basic loops, that is a for, while, and do while. Do while is different in the sense that it guarantees one execution. Whatever happens, one execution is guaranteed. Okay, so be careful on that. And while and the for loop will not allow execution if the condition is not there. The first if condition is checked, then only the loop, the block is entered, the code block is entered. So here we see it is trying to print some variables in an array. It just 1 to 9 variables in an array A is trying to print it using the for loop. A for loop is a convenience loop, and a convenience loop means everything is inside a for itself. That is, I is there, that is integer declaration is there. This is the index. A of I is the index. Okay, a of I is the index, I is the index, a of I is the value. Okay, here we are checking if the length of I have reached the length. It should actually, iteration should happen from the first to the last one. So the first index is 0, as we have assigned here. The first index is always 0, 0 to n minus length minus 1. If length we have here we have 9 elements, means length, adult length is 9, and should be, index should be always less than 9. So I less than 9, because it starts from 0 and it ends with 8. Okay, index is different from value. Even if you want to change something here, you can change, like 50, no one cares, but the index is always I to 0 to n minus 1, that is 8. Okay, so we are printing it here. I plus plus actually means you increment it by 1. Okay, every time you print, then you increment by 1. This is the next for loop. This is also making it more convenient. If you don't want to find the index and other things, this is very easy. For collections, arrays, this is very convenient. Integer, we are actually assigning everything to integer j. J is actually, j will be having the value of I. So every time there is an iterator that iterates through 1 2 3 4 50 6 7 8 9, like that. Okay, it iterates. So it iterates and prints here. Every time j will print the value of the next value. It is every time it iterates and finds the first value, second value, third value, like that it prints. J prints. The next one is the for the while loop. While loop actually doesn't have any convenience, so we have to manually assign it. Here we are declaring and assigning the index variable j, and we are again comparing, doing the same thing. We are comparing, every time we are checking if j has reached the a dot length. It is less than a dot length. If it is less, then we will be printing the value of the array. This actually you may be finding it a bit confusing. If you want any explanation for what I am saying, or asking, you need some explanation, just feel free to comment me, contact me, whatever want you do. Okay, actually Java is a very simple language. It was one of the best languages. I mean, it is one of the best language. I mean, millions and billions of code written every week. So it is one of the best languages. So we are printing it a of j plus plus. Here the difference, here also we printed this is the value and earlier one was the array. Okay, here again this is the really value, this is the value. Here I is the index, a of I is the array value, array, that is index value. Example, here if when I is 5, when I is 4, a of I will be 50, like that. Here we don't have that, it directly prints everything. Here also we don't have any issues, we directly prints everything. Okay, this is what happens. Next thing, do while loop. As I told you earlier, do while loop execution, one execution is always guaranteed because checking the condition happens if it is reaching the end, happens at the end. So be careful while using this one again, and everything is same. It means j of j, checking is happening here. We have given plus plus j means j is incremented, and then actually because already what we have done is we printed it, so we increment and we check if a is less than j is less than a of length, that is array length, then we print it. The third one actually is nested. We are actually doing some nesting. Yes. Inside a method and functions are the same inside a class. Okay, here this is the method that we are using. Okay, again I am going to tell you what we are doing in this statement. We are creating a new array. Okay, then what we do is printing some statement. Then we are doing how actually we are calling it. We are creating an instance of loops. Then we are calling from that instance, we are calling the sort method. We are passing this array b. Again we are assigning it back to b. Again then we are printing it. So we are going here and see what is happening inside the nested loops. The for loop is there. What the for loop does is, again there is two for loops and one if loop, or if condition, not loop. Okay, for these two for loops, what it does is actually it takes the first element of a of I, then it compares with all other things. If a of I is 0, then it compares with a of 1, a of 2, a of 3, a of 4, a of 5, like that. This is happening in this nested loop. If a of I and a of j, this a of I is actually the first one, then a of j will be iterating through all the other ones. See, here given I plus 1, I is what we get from here. This is a nested loop. Okay, so I is what we get from here. I plus 1 is, if I is 0, then j is 1. If I is 2 means the first time j is, if I is 2 means j is 3, and every time it will go through the entire length. Every time it will go through the j plus 1 to n, that is to the n, that is length minus 1. It will go every time there. So again we are checking if a of I is less than a of j. That means if this is happening, then we have to move it back. When from a of j we have to move it to the a of I. This for every loop this is happening. Okay, this is we call it a swapping. This is the swap statement inside Java, and when we use swap statement, this is what happens. We assign value to a dummy variable created here, then we change assign the value back, that is whatever we assign there, now it is empty, so we will be assigning a of I to a of j. You have to make, you always know that there is no conflict between the values, that is the positions of j and I. Always j will be ahead of I. Okay, again we are back assigning back value of dump to a of I. So when we run it, it will be very interesting to know what happens. See, he is sorted, this array is sorted here, 2 3 5 7 10 11 17 20 21 34. Okay, everything is sorted and printed. This is what happens. Again, other things, that is the for loop. These are the results for for loop, enhanced for loop, while loop. Everything is functioning, working. Okay. Okay, so try to do this. If you have any doubt, just comment. I'll be more than happy to help you. Okay.